Hey Vaughn, have you seen The Last Dance? I watched one part, and honestly, that was enough because I was alive in the 90s and I remember the 90s.
Vaughan Jog Vlog.
With ESPN deprived of sports to show people for ratings, they have stooped to having Black Jesus use the F word in prime time. Because that is what we're getting with The Last Dance, a documentary series about the final championship of the Chicago Bulls. Or rather, everything else and some of that. It's quite scattershot. Oh, okay, Jordan has to go golf, and let's cut away to 1993 and this championship going down. Now let's talk about the shoes, all within the same couple minutes. And now here's Dennis Rodman. Okay, in what timeline are we? Now look, I'm not reviewing this. I'm not going to say it doesn't have merit, but I am going to have to specify my credentials here because I can hear the dislikes coming, guys. And yeah, I turned off the ability to see the counter. Deal with it. When you go to the movie theater, you don't get to see the dislikes on screen. I have 10 years experience as an independent film festival programmer. I've seen more documentaries than all of you commenting combined. I know the ins and the outs, the formula, what camera they're shooting on. This isn't necessarily a bad series. It's just unnecessary. When you make documentaries, you want to go after a subject that people are not that aware of. Look at Tiger King. Everybody's talking about it because of the freshest doc series of true crime on Netflix. It was also telling a story most people were not that familiar with. As of this recording, news has come out that Nicolas Cage is going to be playing the role of Joe Exotic in, it looks like some kind of streaming series. I suspect that by the time that project comes to fruition, America will have had their fill of Tiger King. The fad will have come and gone with the quarantine. And what more could there be to explore? It seems as though we got all the information. I was adamantly against the O.J. Simpson documentary series, which ran on ESPN and ABC, getting nominated and winning an Oscar. This was not a movie that played in theaters. This was a series that was on TV. But we're bending the rules, aren't we? Sure enough, the same will occur for The Last Dance, at least a nomination, and probably Tiger King as well. But who alive with any recollection or interest in O.J. Simpson doesn't already know every aspect of the murder trial? It was the biggest news story in the world. I was 9 and remember what was happening. Now, some younger Generation Z, they don't need to be concerned about this. They're not looking this up. They're not craving a documentary on OJ. Are they necessarily craving a documentary on Michael Jordan? Because I think the audience here is the Michael Jordan fanboys, those who dislike LeBron James, and believe me, I'm in the Air Jordan camp with you guys, okay? That's his airness we're talking about. I'm seeing a bunch of footage that I've seen before. I'm hearing stories that, though new, I don't need to be sitting through all of this filler. And yeah, Michael Jordan was concerned that people wouldn't like him so much after this documentary. But the truth is that he wanted people to talk about all these angles that are covered in this documentary, rather than touch on the possibility that his father was murdered because of his gambling debt. Oh, hey, ESPN, bring up anything you want. I'm a bad sport. I'm too competitive. I have a gambling debt. Just stay away from the dad getting killed over the debt. The Last Dance is hardly a documentary because all of this has been said before. We simply have cursing on a Disney basic cable channel in prime time to make it raw. So ESPN, where are you going to be next time LeBrick lets an F-bomb fly? And while we're wearing our conspiracy theory hat, how does Arthur Gunn, who represents small market Nepal via Wichita, get twice as many Google searches for his name over the winner, Just Sam, the New York City subway singer? Could this be because pandemic and, crisis in New York City, we have to rally to support that direction? So we're at the part of the video where I have to beg you to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell because subscribe doesn't really account to anything other than YouTube might someday send me a plaque.